give me your top 5, the 3 you're working on. So it's kind of a, you can't really ever do too many things, because if you stretch yourself too far, well, happy Saturday. So this weekend's been busy just like always. Like I said, you can never get ahead. So the 2 things on my list, I only did 2 today because we got the homecoming thing for my youngest. My wife's out right now with him at basketball practice, and then they're gonna stop by and, you know, make sure they got all the flowers and all that kind of cool stuff. So I couldn't go, I had to drink my coffee. So anyway, so I only put 2 things on my list. I always try to make a list for the weekends. I think I've said this before, but that's how we keep organized and get everything done. I think it was my boss at the old boss at the old scooter store. One time it's give me your top 5, the 3 you're working on. So it's kind of a, you can't really ever do too many things, because if you stretch yourself too far, then you'll never get any of them done. So we always do that here. We make a little list on a sticky note, and we actually go and cross it off. So, you know, if we get the water for the garden done or the plants done, we cross each thing off. And so that's what I try to do. This weekend I got 2 things. The golf cart, I got my kit in. I think I showed you that last week. The cylinder head came, I got it back. It was been done for a while, and then I ordered some gaskets because they were bad. So those came in last week or the week before. I don't remember when they came in. Anyway, I have them. And now that I've got room in here, we pushed everything to the side. So now that I got room in here, I can pull the golf cart in and get to work on that motor. It should be pretty quick, hopefully, should, right? Nothing ever goes as planned, but it should be pretty quick. I just got to put the gaskets down and change out the piston real quick on that, and then I can test it. Hopefully I can get it driven up the driveway and back, and if I know it's going to run, then I'll, you know, paint it and fix it up. But I've got a dump bed cart for my wife, so that when she gets mulch or grass or whatever she does for the garden, it'll just be easier for her to, you know, pull a lever and have it dump out the back, and instead of having to shovel it again, you know, shovel it once into the golf cart, take it wherever you want to, and then take it out. So I've got some metal for that, and I have an old golf cart bed that I picked up for like 20 bucks on Craigslist one time, and it's just sitting behind the shop. So I'm gonna put some, you know, pivot bolts in there and let that pivot on some bolts, and just basically have a lock on the, you know, the headrests and stuff so that it doesn't tip. But that's kind of the plan. So I'll get that going. And then the other thing is to get that pallet table glued up. I didn't get it done last week because my daughter called and said, I think my brakes are making a noise. Yeah, they were making a noise. It pitted the rotor, and she lost one of the pads. The inside pad on the passenger side, gone. All that was left was the little metal protection plate. Have that here, that fell out. And she also called me one day and said, you know, I lost something, you know, my car's making a terrible noise, I can't back out of a spot. Well, that's what it was, the brakes. And evidently what she lost on the road was the brake pad that fell off finally, because she's like, well, it's not making the noise anymore and everything seems better. I was like, okay, come home. So she came home. I don't know how she made it here. I didn't know it was that bad. I thought it was just the indicator, you know, scraping or whatever, you know, and it's time to change your brakes. But she got here, and there's like, it just goes to the floor. I mean, you push it. I don't know how she stopped. I don't know how she got here, but thank God she did. And we got that changed. We swapped her out with the red car. She went on her way. So got that fixed. Also was reading that it might be due for a timing belt on that one. You know, it was only $300 car, but why not? It's a $50 kit I found on Rock Auto or whatever. So it comes with a water pump and timing belt. So must be something you commonly do for the older Accords. So I'll probably just change that out and keep it as a backup. You know, the trunk, you can't put anything in there, a big hole in the trunk and stuff, but it doesn't look bad and it drives pretty well. I may actually start driving it as a daily driver to work, since we drive almost 45 minutes. Well, it's actually 50 minutes to his school every day. So to save gas and whatever, I may just fix the timing belt on that and just start driving it. I only put 2 this week instead of 3 because we got the homecoming stuff going on, and my wife and I hung out last night and went out to eat and stuff while he was at the game. And then today I'm going to work on those 2 things. Also the minivan, it's at 399,000 something, and now I'm starting to get some misfire codes, and it actually blinks if you go above 65 miles an hour, so there's definitely something going on with that. A couple weeks ago it was cylinder 6. It was like PO356 or something, 54, I don't remember. Anyway, it was cylinder 6. So we changed the ignition coil. That didn't fix it. Then I got to thinking, you know what? I bet we haven't changed the spark plugs in this van ever, if not before 100,000 something miles. So I know from 150 to now 400,000 miles it hasn't been changed. And my mother-in-law to go ahead and pick up some 3 spark plugs, and my son changed those out. It didn't help. It did help. It's not firing as many codes. It was given several codes, all of the misfires, but now it's just the 0300. So it could be that back row. So I may just go ahead and do that. It's a little bit hard to get to in the minivan. I think you even got to take the intake manifold and everything off to get to those back ones. So now that I got room, I might do that. Just change out the spark plugs, see if it solves that problem. Because it's still a pretty good van. I'm still going strong. I mean, it's got definitely some suspension problems. It needs an alignment seriously bad. And so if I get those 2 things fixed, it'll probably run maybe another 100,000. I don't know. So I'm gonna look into that and see, but it's not on the priority list at the moment. But really the whole thing is just to, get outside, do something. There's kind of that sense of satisfaction sometimes, especially with the kids when they were younger. They really liked, yeah, I made that. It's just getting outside and doing it. That's what I like, and that's what this channel's for, is to kind of get you out there to, give you ideas. It's not going to be exact every time, but oh, picnic table, a little coffee table out of pallets. I can make lots of stuff out of pallets. A lot of the Halloween stuff and the Christmas things, those are fun stuff that I like to build. I got some ideas. I need to get me some horseshoes. Sometimes if you call the farriers in your area, they'll give them to you. Charge you 10 bucks, whatever, for a bucket full, so whatever. So if I can get a hold of those, I've got some cool projects coming. Well, I guess that's about it really this weekend. So I'll get those things started, and hopefully get the golf cart in here first, get that taken care of, because that way I can just, pull it around the yard and whatever I need to until I get it painted and stuff. I'll probably be a little while before I get to the painting. I got to get some of these other things fixed that need to be fixed on the list. And as always, we thank you for watching. Make sure you check back for all the videos. I know I got the next Wednesday, I've got that barbecue table coming up. So check back on Wednesday, that video, and then hopefully every Wednesday I'll have something coming out of whatever project I worked on finally got finished. So as always, get outside, do something. Hopefully these will give you ideas, and we thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.